and picture frames are holding on to my heart. Who's pointing and laughing at me saying, can't you see it's on you? Turning my adversity into something so small. Ain't always easy, but baby, you've helped me lately pull through. Oh, yeah. Wandering with needful things, picking on my brain. Using my guilty face, but it don't replace the truth. Writing all those numbers down, crying into the bone. They questioning who, what, where, but it don't compare to you. You got me sitting on my hands, so I just want to scotch an ocean blue with you. You got me spinning on my hands, but I don't mind to keep me waiting. Waiting on you, waiting on you. Touch of sand pours through my hands, steals my body whole. Caressing me like the wound can't help but swoon on you. Right or wrong, we move along. Currents change the time. The way I shine my light, it cuts right through to you. You got me sitting on my hands. Well, I just want to scotch an ocean blue with you. You got me spinning on my hands, but I don't mind to keep me waiting. Waiting on you, waiting on you.
Time is like the water's edge, fading away, but you stay to your orange sky. I pledge I won't delay. Counting droplets on my breath, see me asleep. Can't you see? Indecision sees the rest. Just let me be.
Moving, blowing like the breeze. She's a summer song.
Bottoms up, Beer Nation. It's the Beer Mongers on Columbus, Ohio's live streaming podcast about craft beer, breweries, alternative sports, and of course,
Shenanigans
worldwide for the brewery.
by the fans.
We are everything Beer Nation. I'm Spartan Biscuit, and my co-host, the Queen of Quench, Squiz. What's going down? What's going down? Show number 4, December 4th, 2018. Pushing up into that tweener of the holiday season. What's going down? How we doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. We've got a lot of cool things going on today. We've got craft beer news.
Craft beer news is definitely coming up.
You know, we've got the Barley Hopsters Speedy Beer that's moving. And this one's it's going to be a really weird one. I did not see this one coming, nor did I have I heard?
I
heard about this.
was kind of surprised by this one as well.
Yeah, so you definitely want to stay tuned and check that out. Our guest today, we've got Flo from Dark Horse Brewing Company. That's right out of Marshall, Michigan.
Marshall, Michigan. I just want to say also what's up to T-Dubs and Donna. Thanks for watching, guys.
You know, and we've got a lot of other fun. No Beer Nation Badass today. We're going to cut back on that. We're not going to be infusing anything either because we've got a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about.
Action-packed.
Yeah, with Dark Horse Brewing Company and the 4-Elf event that's going to be going on up there in Marshall, Michigan this coming weekend. And we're going to actually have the honor of being there. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what have you gotten into in the last week, Squiz?
Not too much, actually. My main activities this past weekend have revolved around Ohio State Buckeyes. The Big Ten championship game on Saturday night. That was really fun and a little bit nerve-wracking for a while. And then of course today the Urban Meyer retirement announcement, and they're, as everybody probably watching already probably knows, he's leaving it in the hands of Ryan Day, which I'm okay with. I think Ryan Day is a suitable replacement for Urban Meyer. I enjoyed watching him when he took over while Urban was suspended, and I think he's going to do good things for the program. I don't think they would have just haphazardly handed the program to somebody if they didn't trust him.
Yeah, this was something that was going to be an obvious down the line thing right there. Was a Day coming in, I think. No need to look any further. You've got everything going. Keep the stable running the way it is, I guess, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's just one iconic coach after another coming through Ohio State. So
I heard an interesting stat today while I was driving here to the studio after the press conference. I heard it on 97.1. Prior to Ryan Day, there's only been Ryan Day is the 25th head coach in Buckeyes history. 25th. So there's only been 24 guys that have coached this program before him. The Arizona Cardinals have had 47 head coaches.
47 head coaches.
Yeah. So that just tells you how kind of exclusive, not only how exclusive this job is, but also how, guys stay at it. You're tenured, and to get in, you have to be among the elite, and once you get in, you're in the elite of the head coaches. So, yeah, go Bucks. What have you been up to? Just a little bit of it's still barrel age time for me. I know one thing. I've definitely dipped into the wallet a little deeper in the last week, and got a little crazy barrel age style. And imagine that we're going to be talking a lot about that when we in the second half of the hour. Oh man, we're barrel age madness. This is barrel age season.
So, but what are you drinking right now? What is
drinking this Windridge Mango Peach IPA, which I picked up on the way in at the draft room. It was on special. Look at that thing. It's like orange juice. It was $2.99. You have me at Mango Peach IPA. You slap that on anything and I'll drink it, even if it's pee.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah.
Only twice though. All right. Now you can only drink your pee twice, right? At least that's what I heard. Now, listen, make sure you drop down in that bubble below. Let us know where you're at, what you're drinking, and how's it taste. All right. So this is the Dark Horse show. So make sure if you're drinking any Dark Horse to let us know where you're getting that great fluid from. We're going to have Flo here on the show. But Everything Beer Nation is where you need to go on Facebook. Everybody go to that one right there. Go to that Facebook page because that's going to be our high-monitored Facebook page.
That's the one
and
where
we want to go ahead
commenting.
and hear from you. And we want to know what you guys out here in Monger Nation are drinking right here on Everything Beer Nation Facebook page. Now...
We got G-Rob's watching. I mentioned T-Dubs earlier. We got Marco Flores. He says, hello, Spartan, Biscuit, and Squiz. What's up, Marco?
What up? How we doing?
What you drinking, Marco?
Yeah, what are you drinking? T-Dubs, I know you're drinking something. What are you drinking? All right. Now, last year, I was at the 4-Elf. All right. This is it was the first time I saw snow. All right. So, I took a picture and it was really cool, and boom, there I have it. I'm up there.
There it is.
In in the snow, enjoying for the first time, right?
Marco's drinking Mick Ultra.
Nice, Mick Ultra.
Solid. Hey man, whatever you like, just get your drink on.
You just got to drink more of them. It's fine. It's fine. Don't let the calorie thing fool you, though, right? Now, so I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like this coming weekend. Going up there to Marshall, Michigan, to Dark Horse Brewing Company for the 4 Elf party. But I'm sure as hell it's going to be cold. I'm sure it's going to be cold.
Yeah, it's going to be
I
cold.
mean, that was the last time I crossed the border anyways from Ohio to Michigan. Ohioans don't go up there very often. So, yeah. So what I'm drinking right now is the raspberry ale from Dark Horse and 5% ABV. Yeah, a little light, but doing a little color commentating last night. I definitely drank some big ones last night, so I'm going to ease into the show with this great raspberry ale, which, man, I tell you what, I could crush this is a beach beer right here. This is a great beach beer. I could crush this one. So,
well, speaking of Flo,
you want to bring him in?
why don't we bring him in?
Yeah, let's
I
go
think we've
ahead.
waited long
Let's go
enough.
ahead.
Let's give the people what they want.
Yeah, let's give the people what they want, and that's Flo. Now, this was a picture last year at the 4 Elf. We were underneath the tent, and let me tell you, I don't even know what that place looks like without a tent there, to be honest. And I don't even know who the hell those people are on the left-hand side. That's BD on the top right. Obviously, me down the road, the Spartan Biscuit, and then we've got we've got that dude in the top with a really cool sweater, sporting a fantastic looks to be a wool hat with
Who was that guy?
a nice ball on the top as well. So I have no idea who those people are, but that just goes to tell you how fun and friendly the event is when you're just sitting there taking pictures with everybody else. And bam, the man, Flo, what's going on, brother?
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, welcome back.
There's so many photo bombs up there, by the way. If you look at pictures, other people's photos, there's so many people in such an enclosed area that you're guaranteed to get some humor out of at least 5 pictures out of 10.
All right,
As we did last year, I never realized you had never seen snow, which is absolutely hilarious.
Never. He had never seen snow before.
No, that was the first time that year that I saw snow.
What's
I've
up,
seen
Trevor?
snow.
You might get a little bit more this
Yeah.
weekend.
What do you know? What the weather report
Friday
is? For
will
this
be a
coming weekend?
balmy high of 31, and with 10% chance of showers.
Oh, nice.
And then Saturday we're looking at a high of 33. So we're gonna pump it up a couple degrees for you.
Yeah, it's a little warmer than it was last year.
Yeah, well, though it's still north, so you're looking at it's a different game up there weather-wise. So just come prepared.
Oh, I'm gonna be prepared. Yeah. There's no way that I'm gonna be unprepared and be cold. But like I said, man, there's a bunch of tents over there. But let's before we start blabbing about the 4 Elf, all right, we got hold the whole second half of the show to talk about the 4 Elf. All right, so because I don't want to jump around with it because I want to go ahead and keep it honest because it's fairly the biggest event at the brewery.
Absolutely,
throws.
yeah. You're
All
in
right.
and you're out. This is our top dog.
All right, cool. I definitely want to make sure it has the just time in the second half of the hour. But let's go ahead and rewind the clock. All right. There's always a story. A story goes back, and you've got I guess the story starts with Aaron Morse,
Yes, sir.
the skipper, the head brewer, the owner, and the fearless leader.
Absolutely.
As I like to, do research and stuff on the internet, I absolutely loved, what was right there underneath him. The views expressed by him and his fellow working partners are not directly tied to Dark Horse Brewing Company or its fellow working partners. God love free speech and beer. That's badass.
Yep.
Isn't that why everybody does this? Is that
Pretty
what?
much every sense of the word of that.
Yeah.
Dead on. If you knew, yeah, for sure.
That's why that's why it happens.
Like he got into it. They got into it because they wanted to make beer their way, and to me, you know, they didn't want to fall into the mold that a lot of other people fall into. Like, we need to make this because of this consumer. We need to make that. He wanted to make big, strong beers the way he wanted to make them. And, you know, not looking to offend, but, you know, if it's not your thing, then maybe you move on to something else and let's keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, you know, and I obviously, you know, let's talk a little bit about how many, you know, well, how old is Dark Horse?
Dark Horse is 21 years old this year. Last year was our 20th anniversary, which, you know, and we'll talk about 4 Elf in a little while, but, you know, we do specialty beer releases each year at 4 Elf. This year, we're kind of going back to last year and celebrating some of the crazy stuff that we did to celebrate that anniversary. And, you know, and you'll see it in the draft list at the party. You'll see it in the, you know, the list that we're going to be releasing to the public in packaged. It's, you know, all in all, it's just it all comes around, and you see some of the coolest stuff that comes out of our brewery year in and year out at this party.
Squiz?
I was just going to say, I just want to give a couple shout-outs to commenters. Marco Flores says, the more beer you drink, the less cold it gets. This is very true. And Donna will be drinking a Prairie Artisan Ale double dunk Imperial Stout when she gets home from work. So
Nice,
yeah.
Donna.
Yeah.
You never, I never surprised with the beer choice from Donna.
Donna's a beer guru.
I got to go back to the Mick Ultra, which, you know, good for you. Drink what you want to, but not the last time I was on the show, but last year, right after 4 Elf, we did the 4 Elf recap.
We did.
And I walked into you and someone who will remain nameless doing the Mick Ultra Challenge.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Nope. That was me.
That was pretty special.
Yes. That was, oh my God, I forgot about that. You know what's funny is that cooler's out there, and those Mick Ultras remained in that cooler up until very...
you guys swore up and down that the show that was going on after you guys was going to take them home.
They never did. Yeah, they remained even through the move from the old studio to where we are now. They were still in there.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever walked into.
Yeah, it was also goddamn nightmare. But yeah, of things we should never have done, that's one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I was giving you the business a little bit for it when I
Oh
came
yeah,
out.
we fully expected your participation. You're lucky I didn't bring the 2010 Killians.
I saw that last week, and I was really nervous about it. Because I was trying to figure out how I was going to tell you without just saying, no, I'm not going to drink it.
You can
Killian
just say,
show.
no,
I
I'm
know,
not going to
but
drink
I was just
that.
going to try and be nice about it. If it was
Yeah.
just, off air, I would have told you where to go and how to get there. I wasn't
Yeah.
going to drink it. It wasn't happening. I'm just so glad you left that at home.
Yeah, well, I couldn't figure out a way to keep it cold until I got here because I had to go to my other job this morning. And it's cold enough out, but I don't think it's cold enough that I would trust to leave it in my car because I think it's got kind of like a nice stasis going on. It's been in a refrigerator for 8+ years, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, I found, I'm not going to call out what beer it was, but you're supposed to drink it fresh. I found one tucked behind the Brita in our refrigerator. It was well over a year old around Thanksgiving, and I popped that open.
Did you open it?
It was a total explosion. It was a riot. we said what was going to happen before we opened it, and I'm like, all right, 3, 2, 1, boom.
All right.
Still tried it, though.
Yeah.
All right. No 2010 Killians apparently today, Squiz.
No, I'll save that for you for next week.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like
You're
I
drinking
said.
it.
Well, I'll try anything once, that's for sure. Now, Flo, Marshall, Michigan. Obviously, Michigan, it's got to fall into being one of the bigger breweries in the state, correct? Maybe?
Yeah, we'll tuck in there depending on what year it is. Every year there's more and more breweries open. Don't have to tell you guys that. I mean, look where we live. It's it's just as much up there. But yeah, year in, year out, we right up there in the top, I would say top 5, top 6 in the state, if not higher. Obviously, we've got in the neighborhood that we're in, we've got a lot of,
great
power players and great breweries. And it's nice to be able to work in the same neighborhood with them and, stay tight with them and collaborate with them and even collaborate some of the newer guys too that you might not know of, We've got a really good relationship with Old Nation. They're going to be launching in Ohio next week. Which,
I am so
IPA fans are going to
that.
lose their mind if you've never had it. Highly recommended. Even people like Bell's founders. It's nice to keep those relationships real tight with our staff and their staff because like you said, we're neighbors. We're all in the same business.
Yeah.
Competitors.
Yeah.
But
It's
also neighbors. So
yeah. Now, What's the reach? What states can you guys be found in? Are you guys all around this great
All right,
United
let's
States, or are you just
do the rundown here that
all
I
right.
can remember as best I can? You can buy our beer in the Boston area, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. We're in the Virginia and D.C. market. We currently are not, but looking to possibly get back in. North and South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kansas, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Dakota. We just launched Florida, which has gone very, very well.
Nice.
And we are looking at a couple of states out west, but we really don't have anything terribly lined up just yet. Really looking to, continue our footprint and focus on, obviously, the Midwest, the state of Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. Very important states for us. Illinois with Chicago, the Chicago market. I mean, they drink a little bit of beer there. So.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about what you're drinking right now?
Yeah, right now I'm drinking our Crooked Tree, which is our IPA. We're really, really psyched this year to finally be canning our beer. We started with the Crooked Tree and the raspberry that you're drinking. Going forward, all of our core beers and the majority of our seasonals will also be canning. It was an interesting process to watch, put in the proper canning line the way that he wanted to do it, and it has totally worked out so far. So,
Are you guys going to still be bottling?
yeah, we'll still be bottling. We're gonna, as you'll see this weekend too, a lot of the seasonal stuff, the bigger beers, Double Crooked Tree's getting ready to come out in January. That's going to be in cans for the first time.
I love that
But
beer.
I don't know if we've really hit the point where we're ready to start canning our stout series. And some of the holiday beers, we like to put a wax top on something, make it fancy for if you want to give that 4-pack as a gift. I'm not giving any away. When I get my allocation, it's going straight to the house.
Oh yeah.
Straight
but,
to
I mean,
the
like,
cellar. Cellar it goes.
Do
Sorry,
you
guys.
see that? Do you see Dark Horse moving? So things like stable beers, like the Crooked Tree, are they going to move towards exclusively canning just those, or are they still going to keep the bottle series rolling?
I think that eventually you'll see it go away. That's something that we really haven't gotten into. Some places I don't know. I haven't run into any of them in my markets, but some places don't want cans. Some places only want cans.
Right.
Some places want their shelves to look a certain way. Completely understood. That's the beauty of it, owning your own business and running your own shop. But
Heck
so
yeah.
we're going to continue to do what we can. Aluminum is used to be a lot easier to get. So
Yeah.
it's something that you got to always kind of have that on your back burner in the event that aluminum goes away or we end up in some sort of aluminum war if you will.
Shortage.
Yeah. So
The aluminum wars.
Right.
I remember it. It was desolate.
those were tough times.
Now,
Tough times.
all right. Now, with all the changeover, with cans and stuff, are you seeing anything immediately a difference? I mean, are people grasping a hold of the can? I mean, first of all, I already know cans are in right now. Cans are in.
And that's
In the bottle shops, cans are in. You can take them to the beach. You can take them on the boat.
Donna Hinkle prefers cans.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
you can't shotgun a bottle.
You can,
whoa,
and also,
wow, good call.
I mean, I think you can drink. Personally, if I get a beer in a bottle, I pour it into a glass. I like to pour all beer into a glass in an ideal situation. But I'll drink a beer out of a can. If I have a bottle, unless I can get I will try everything I can to get a receptacle and not drink it directly out of the bottle.
Absolutely.
But a can, I'm like, if I don't have a receptacle or if it's just in a can, I'm drinking this Crooked Tree out of a can. I should probably put it in front of the camera. I'm drinking this Crooked Tree out of a can right now.
I'm not trying to pour a can into a glass.
I mean, I will, but it's okay if it's in a can. It's fine. And I don't know if that's like the opening of the can or I don't know. It just, to me, the can is much more similar to drinking out of, say, a vessel or a pint glass, like a pint glass or a cup or whatever, than a bottle is. And I don't know what it
limit
is.
all the light getting to it. That's just which is huge. When we launched cans, basically in a couple months ago, as kind of a thank you to the consumer and our fans that were so patient with waiting to get them, we brewed a very small batch of our Smells Like a Safety Meeting, and we canned that and released it, and immediately a lot of people were like, oh, they're going to have this year round. And I wish we did, because it's probably my favorite beer that we make, but it was more of a thanks for waiting. grab as many as you can. It's a short run, short window. It'll be back in 2019. But just the response we got to that has kind of lifted, helped out here. I talked to a lot of the off-premise accounts and people that own bottle shops and whatnot, carryouts, and some of the bigger ones in the state. Cappy's down in Cincinnati. Ben's a great guy, and he's like, I can't believe how much of the Crooked Tree we're selling, and I love hearing that because it's like, it's a nice bump to get, for the end of your year to be like, all right, let's get the show on the road with cans. So I look forward for the rest of the core stuff coming out. They'll all be available next week. Bafo Brown, Belgian Style Amber, and our Reserve Special Black Ale, as well as Scary Jesus Rockstar, which is a chamomile and apricot pale ale.
That's a good beer.
Yeah, those will all be cans, and you should see them around town floating probably in the next week is my guess.
All right, that's what I just wanted to make sure everybody knew what the full-timers all year round were. And once again, that's going to be the Crooked Tree, the Raspberry Ale, the Bafo Brown Ale, and the Amber Ale, Belgian Style Amber Ale, and the Black Ale. Now, is the Black Ale, that's all year round as well?
That's a year round as well. That's the very first beer, I think we've talked before about it, the very first beer that Aaron ever brewed for our brewery. When he was brewing beer in his dorm room up in Marquette, Michigan at Northern Michigan University.
Nice.
They were brewing basically what became Black Ale in their dorm because
That's
they
awesome.
didn't want to drink the yellow and they didn't want to go out and spend money, which God bless them. I wish we would have thought about that.
We're just going to brew our beer with it.
Yeah.
We're gonna
We
throw
We would have
parties.
drank as much Busch Light.
We got
What's up, Parks
Steve.
Tower, Toledo, Ohio?
We got Steve, Adam, and young custodian Dom Fisher just joined our little viewing party here. What's up, guys? Thank you for watching. We totally appreciate it.
What's up, guys? Stay tuned because we've got a lot more coming this hour.
Marco Flores wants to know, can you find Crooked Tree in Texas?
Not yet. Keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, stay tuned. That's something that's been worked on for a little while, but it's not there yet.
He said he prefers IPAs to Mick Ultra, so you know.
Okay.
And Crooked Tree is one hell of an IPA, Marco. If you haven't had it, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is one you want to get. It's one of my all-time favorites.
You want to jump into that double Crooked Tree? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I almost brought an old one of those, but I decided for our well-being. I
Yeah.
decided to keep that one at home.
Let's talk about some
what's up,
part-timers.
Sure.
How's it going?
Right now, our most excited to see is that Scary Jesus Rockstar, especially to be putting it in a can. It's that one goes really, really well year in and year out, and it's a fun beer to make. I mean, God bless the people that work in our production brewery that sit there and here's to you guys and pit and peel apricots for hours on end for this beer because I've seen pictures of it. And I don't like living that far away from the brewery, but those are the days I'm glad I live that far away from the brewery because I do not want to be doing it.
Oh yeah, and you can get those distributed in 6 barrels and half barrels too.
Yep.
Not just in bottles. So, let's see here, man. I tell you what,
We got Adam Webb wants us to come and tour the barrel plant in Kentucky.
heck yeah.
100%.
I would love to come down there and tour the
Roadshow.
Heck yeah. Hoorah, brother. It's a buddy from mine from the Marine Corps. Yeah, man, we'd have to probably stop and drink some bourbon if we come down that way. That'd be a lot of fun, too.
Wait, you drinking bourbon?
Yeah.
Dang, I'm going to have to carry you home for once.
Yeah. No kidding. Well, I'd just be like you. I can just find some comfortable tile on the ground and
Or just find a chair and an umbrella in the corner.
Yeah.
Saw some of that.
Now, let's talk about some of the specialty beers. All right. Now you have your stout series.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that
Okay.
because tis the season, and it's the kind of, I guess it's the one that I really like. That I look forward to drinking the most. But I mean, when you go up to the event that we're going to talk about here shortly, 4Elf.
4Elf.
Yeah, it's like no holds bar. Everything's barrel aged and we're going to talk about some food too. They got food up there too.
The food
That
is
is going to be
amazing.
that is going to be.
It is one of the most interesting spreads of food you'll ever see at a brewing party. I can tell you that. It's really something else. Our team does an amazing job too.
All right. So, plead the fifth. Tell me a little bit
That's
about
the
that.
king. I mean, that's the top dog. That's the crowning jewel of our stout series. I mean, if you've ever had it, the regular Plead the Fifth's a phenomenal beer. You know, with lots of coffee, you get a lot of the roasted chocolate to it. It is just and if you've ever had it out of a barrel, it's that's why we do this party every year. The beer release this year that we're going to do a variant of the barrel aged Plead that is just we've never done anything like it before, and it's going to be something else. So
Oh gosh.
it's very, very close to what we did with the 4 Elf this year. So I mean, that'll be fun to talk about. I mean, you start at the front. It started as 5 different stouts, and you start with your one oatmeal stout. That was the first stout style I ever had. I was hippieing around a fish lot before a concert, and was I had like a Sammy Smith oatmeal, and I was like, what the hell am I drinking?
What is
And
this?
then you're like, holy, this is
totally-
really good.
It's totally
What
a
is
lot beer too.
Yeah.
Like that's such a
Yeah,
lot
so, I
beer.
mean, I
Oh my
remember
god, I
that's
love
when
it.
Before I even worked for Dark Horse, when I was still working in the bars, I'd see that one come across, and I was like, man, it'd be cool to try a different oatmeal stout, and it really, really is a unique beer. Then we get into the cream stout, blueberry stout, which is my personal favorite. The smoked stout, which smoked beers are kind of a niche for some people. Really like them. Some people it's not their thing. This is a very mellow beer, and then like I said, it rounds out with Plead the Fifth. So the 5 stouts kind of keep you warm throughout the season, whether it's stout season or not. So
Now, I want everybody to know out there that at 511 South Kalamazoo Avenue, Marshall, Michigan, is the location of Dark Horse. In their tap room, Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. To midnight. And then from Sunday, it's going to be 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you can definitely squeeze by there after church or whatever you like to do, your daily 7, your thrashing your body in a PT-style manner, or whatever you do Sunday morning, you can definitely get there because the doors open at 11 a.m. They also have tours Saturdays and Sundays, noon to 6 p.m., $10 a person, and includes the tour of the production facility, a pint glass, and tasting in the VIP loft. Now, when we come back, we're going to cut the beer news here in a little bit. There's so much other things that are going on, I guess, in the compound?
yes, sir.
The compound
Oh,
up
man.
at Dark Horse.
The compound is
Yeah.
crazy. Like I
It's
knew it
gonna
was
get
called
crazier,
a
too. We can-
compound,
yeah.
but I didn't understand the breadth of it until I got up there, and I was just blown away. I can't wait to get back there.
It's going to be a lot of fun to get back up there, especially with a couple of friends too that I can actually cause trouble with. Not too much trouble, but just enough trouble.
There's a threshold
Just
of trouble.
Hey.
Just towing that line.
Hey, I had such a fantastic time, anyways. Hey, when we come back, we're gonna get into that 4 Elf, that Barley Hopsters Speedy bottle shop beer that's moving, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the menu of what's going down with that 4 Elf as well. We'll be right back after beer news with Squiz. Cheers.
Good evening, and this is Squiz with beer news for December 4th, 2018. Buxton Brewing, a UK-based company, and Swedish-based Omnipollo teamed up in 2014 to produce Yellow Belly, an 11% peanut butter and cookie stout. The name and packaging were chosen and designed to lampoon the Ku Klux Klan, explaining that they were trying to highlight what they saw as cowardice in the racist actions of the far right. The beer itself became very popular, but alas, the next batch is going to be the last. Bateman's Brewery, another UK-based brewing company, says that the name is too similar to its own Yellow Belly Gold Amber Ale. Bateman's has been brewing the Yellow Belly series for 20 years, naming it after the people of Lincolnshire, where it is based, who are known colloquially as Yellow Bellies. The European Union Intellectual Property Office is reviewing the case, but representatives from both Buxton and Omnipollo have come out and said that they have just decided to retire the beer rather than try to fight it legally. Head brewer of Omnipollo, Henok Fenty, has been quoted as saying that he'd, quote, rather spend the money on putting more hops in our beer, I can get behind that, than to use it on legal issues. The final edition of Yellow Belly will bear a stamp on the label marking it as the ceased and desisted final batch. You can see it right over there. Look at that. I'm hoping to get my hands on some of that. That is a tasty, tasty beer. Now, moving on. A few weeks ago, I discussed the possible demise of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer due to a contract dispute with Miller Coors. Well, now the two parties have reached a settlement, and the classic hipster beer will live on. Specific details of the settlement were not disclosed. Pabst alleged that Miller Coors saw them as a competitor, but Miller Coors claimed that they were worried about brewing capacity. In 2015, during the negotiations for extending the contract, Miller Coors announced that it would have to close a North Carolina brewing facility and may have had to close one in California. Pabst claimed that Miller Coors could not provide any evidence about its lack of capacity. Pabst needs about 4 million barrels of beer per year, and since Anheuser-Busch doesn't contract brew, Miller Coors is the only brewery in the United States with the capacity to brew for Pabst. So we're still going to have Pabst. We're still going to have Lone Star. It's good, cheap beer. I like it. I, for one, am happy about it. And moving on, West Alien Brewing, a craft brewery in Wisconsin, was invited to serve their beer at a pre-Academy Awards event in California this February. At first, they were honored and excited, but soon realized that the endeavor would cost them thousands of dollars and be an offer to, according to the words of co-founder and head brewer Eric Dorfner, quote, give people that have everything more. So he and his wife, Kim, the other founder of the brewery, decided to give free beer to the people that support them. On December 23rd, the brewery will open at noon and provide free beer until 6 p.m. Other local businesses will provide food for the event, and the Herma Heart Institute at Children's Hospital will have a table available to accept donations of any size. So it's a pretty cool way for a brewery to give back to people that have supported it from the beginning and to get donations for, a good foundation. And now, finally, Haynes Brewing Company in Alaska has been giving spent grains to gardeners and farmers for years. The grain makes an excellent feed for cows and additionally has been known to be used in things like soap or dog biscuits. This season, Haynes has found that a frequent user of their grains, the Wildlife Film Center, has been using the grains to feed reindeer. There's not really any particular news of this. I just wanted an excuse to show you guys a cute picture of reindeer eating spent grains since it is the holidays. Oh, look at that. Isn't that adorable? This has been Beer News for December 14th, or December 4th, 2018. I'm Squiz.
All right.
They were cute, right? The reindeer were cute.
Spin grain, Sure. No, that is cool. That is cool, Squiz. Now we're going to go ahead and jump right back into it. After that great segment of Beer News with Squiz. And let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. Yeah,
just jump right in.
The 4 Elf Party. It's the annual party every year up at Dark Horse Brewing Company, December 8th, 11 a.m. to December 9th, 12 a.m. So it seems to be it's going to be a pretty rocking time, and like you said, it's the biggest event for Dark Horse Brewing Company event-wise throughout the year.
Yep, we obviously welcome everybody in for our rendition of the 4 Elf Party, which you get there dressed like an elf, whatever you think an elf looks like, and we let you in for free. We've got live music, we've got unbelievable food, better beer. This is by far our best draft lineup of the year. We've got our tap room serving our full tap room menu, and then out in the party, if you do not dress as an elf, it's a $5 admission, and then we'll be selling beer tickets inside. We'll still be doing the beer tours. You'll be able to get up into the VIP room, see the VIP tap list as well. It's just a crazy, crazy time. We also do our seasonal beer releases. So, as I was saying earlier about the Barrel Age Bleed the Fifth, the Barrel Age, 4 Elf. This year we've got a couple beers that are making some debuts that we're going to be releasing. We're doing a cream ale that has one of the best beer names I've heard in a while, as long as you've got thick skin. So it's really it's kind of like, we like to make the compound look its best, celebrate the holiday season, get everybody in to have a good time before you've got to really buckle down and worry about Ma, Pa, and the kids, if you will. So it's our big dog.
It's the big dog. It's the big daddy. Now,
please tell me Bigfoot Buffalo is playing again.
I don't have a actual band list, but I kind of hope they do too, because that was a little too much fun.
really
Yeah.
liked them. They were one of my favorite.
There's always a guarantee to be, there's going to be something that's going to blow your mind, whether it's music, like I said, food, or from our draft lineup.
I really got that was. I mean, the beer was awesome. Obviously, the beer takes a front seat, but I always like it when I discover a new band that I've never heard of, and Bigfoot Buffalo just blew my mind.
So bummed. The stupid iCloud taking pictures off my phone. I have pictures from last year that I wanted to get to you guys, so you could, like the one of Spartan for seeing snow for the first time. I have pictures of you dancing to that band. That it's absolutely a riot.
Oh, I'm sure.
I have some of our other friends. Lots of devil horns and middle fingers and a lot of pictures. So they're pretty wild. When I find them, I'll send them on. Maybe I'll get them for the recap show.
Well, just real quick, I just want to give a shout out to some people that are watching us on social media, because that's what we do. We got Tanker Todd.
Boot.
Tanker Todd's watching from his
tanker.
journeys. He
Hoorah.
says, "Hi Squiz," and he also called Wooten a boot.
Oh, I should have had it. I knew that was coming.
And then Adam Webb says, "Do we have any shirts or hats that have beer mongers on it for sale?" Adam, we have stickers right now. If you would like a sticker, you can PM me, and I'll just send you a couple.
After you do a daily 7 and run a 3-mile PFT boot. That's right, Webb.
PM me. I'll get it to you, Aaron Campbell on Facebook. You'll notice it by the Mohawk profile picture. So, yeah, and of course, Steven says, "Is there a beer that Squiz doesn't like?" Yes, I do not like. I don't like wheat beers, like overly wheaty beers. I can deal with mildly wheaty beers, but like wheat beers, hey, I'll drink them all. But if I had to choose a style,
I'm pretty sure I've never seen you turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'll
that's
drink
what I'm
them all,
trying to figure out.
But if I had to choose a style I don't like,
right now, I'm telling you right now,
it's a wheat
out
beer.
here. I don't. Yeah, I haven't seen her. I mean, she still finished it.
Yeah,
I've
Dom
never seen
Fisher
you
wants
dump
to
one.
see the pics of us dancing. Dom, we're working on that. Maybe we'll have
it may
to
be
post
another
them.
show.
Yeah, we'll have to post them maybe on the page if Flo finds them. We can share them out after.
Like I said,
on
I've
the
got to
page.
dig through the old cloud.
Yeah, and then we'll get them out. And of course, this year I'm totally not going to get so drunk that I don't take pictures. Because last year I failed in the picture. I failed in the picture taking, I failed in the video taking, and I failed in the merch buying. It was...
Yeah, you've got to have 3 things you've got to have lined up right away for Saturday.
Oh, I'm running
You've
to buy a
gotta
shirt.
have a full phone battery.
Yeah.
Definitely hat and gloves. And a very strong will.
Yes. Oh, yes. My will was
time,
strong.
yeah.
I made it the whole day. I just didn't buy a shirt.
Yeah,
I didn't take any pictures.
We have some friends that a friend of the show that actually owns a shop. God bless you, Mikey. That I watched Mikey come in with a head of steam, and he was ready to rock and roll. At about 3:30, I saw him.
Perfect pour.
Saw him getting the arms out, armed out of there. He needed a little breather, and he bounced right back in there.
Oh,
So
is he
you
coming
just
this year?
gotta, it's a marathon, not a race. No, I think that they're a little too busy right now. Which is a good problem to have.
That is a great problem.
It's a great problem to have. Now, let's talk about the food before we talk about the beer.
Absolutely.
All right, because this is, listen up, Monger Maniacs. This is insane. I am going to be as open-minded as I can about this menu, and I may never get a chance to be around a menu like this ever again. So, hey, we're gonna rock and roll, man. Tell everybody out there what's going to be on the menu for the 4L.
We're going to give you a little sneak peek. I can't give you exact dishes of how they're going to prepare it, but I can kind of give you an idea. Each year, we look to make this the most exotic menu that we can do. This year, it's called an exotic buffet. The first year, 4 years ago, I worked my 4L. It was actually December 9th. Coming up this weekend, it'll be 3 years I've worked there. This is my 4th 4L.
All right.
My very first job was running food for this party, and I saw stuff coming out of this kitchen, and I remember being like, what in the heck is this? And I remember he was like, oh, that's camel. Camel. Sure. Camel. What's that? Oh, that's armadillo. So, exotic food. I've gotten a little cheat sheet from our wonderful culinary delight chef up there, Tyler Asher, and he gave me a little bit of a breakdown. We'll be looking at a little camel this year, a little bit of otter, suckling pig, quail. We've got yak, rabbit, and we'll be doing, like I said, the pigs. We always do pig roasts. We've got a lot of other surprises that sneak in there. Last year, there was a gator. We smoked a gator. I do have that picture of what's left of his cranium that was being passed around the dance floor, which was mildly disturbing, but it's pretty hilarious at the same time.
Probably not the most hygienic of
But
things.
no, I
but,
mean, if you're looking at that, we always do, we always have oysters. We have bone marrow. We just
remember
like
the bone marrow and the oysters.
We like to, utilize as much of the resources as we can from not just the state of Michigan, but all over the United States. And it's a fun way to do it, And if you're interested in eating crazy stuff and drinking crazy beer, this is your day.
I want to get down with some otter, man.
Dude, I don't know if I can.
I don't think I didn't get to have the otter.
I don't know if I could drink otter. Like,
the first year I worked there, somebody walked up to me, and I'll try anything once. And as soon as he held up the basket, I knew I was in for some trouble. And I go, "What is that?" And he said, "It's a duck testicle." And they fried it, and I ate it. It was a chicken liver. And I was like, you know what? I was scared.
Duck balls.
But you're gonna go in. You're going in. You're going in. You're gonna try once. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think we got G-Rob out there that's just like otter. Yeah, man, that's gonna be.
And of course, Rick the brewer, he's harvesting yeast and watching flow.
Of course,
As
I
one
love
does.
you, Rick.
Heck yeah! What up, Rick? Yeah. So with that fantastic lineup of exotic food, let's talk a little bit about.
Get into some suds, some beer.
Yeah, let's do that.
I like it.
Now, before we get into it, is Tootsie Roll on the menu?
I can't speak for the one-offs.
Okay.
There are going to be so many that you're going to see that you might not recognize from last year. Throughout the year, we do parties like this almost quarterly. We start in the February. We do our employee brew-off. Each employee is matched into teams with a brewer. You write a recipe, you brew a beer. If you win that contest, you get to brew your beer on our big system, sell it to your market, as well as you have it in the tap room for the next 6 months. We do a crawfish boil. We do a chicken wing contest. We do a barbecue competition, the smoke-off. We brew new beers for each of these events, and we look at what works, look at what doesn't. And we've got a stockpile of stuff that is basically like, that's for Elf, that's for 4Elf, that's for Elf. So you're going to see stuff that, like Tootsie Roll last year, you might not see this year. It might sneak its way in, but, it's the craziest. I think we did 41 beers last year.
Yeah, I mean, I kept on, and they were switching so fast too.
Yeah, and that's
why
you gotta
get in there, man.
If there's one you really like, you need to know where it's located
Yeah.
and be able to get there, get it, and don't wait for anybody else.
No, yeah, that's exact. And I had a few Tootsie Rolls there.
Yeah, those were tasty. This year there's some, like I said, some newer stuff. We do. We have Dark Horse Farms, which is located 7 miles from our brewery. You name it, fruits, vegetables, hops, pumpkins, and we have what's called the Sugar Shack. We do our own maple syrup. We've bourbon barrel aged our maple syrup. So this year for our 4Elf, which is right here, put the house farm maple syrup into our boil. We also have taken some of that beer, some of our bourbon barrel aged Plead the Fifth, some of our bourbon rum barrel aged Plead the Fifth, and we've put them in these maple syrup barrels. So they're going to be bottling and selling those at 4Elf this year. So basically the process is, if you get there Friday, you get in line Friday, starting at 4 o'clock, you put your order together, you get your ticket to pick up your beer on Saturday, and everything will be ready for you. We'll take it to your car so you don't have to worry about it. You can go back inside, have some otter. Have a couple
Otter.
Delicious otter. Now, is otter similar to chicken? Is there white and dark
I had
meat?
swamp rat the first year I worked there, and I didn't
Swamp
believe
rat?
him when he told me it was swamp rat. And then I did a little research because I like to eat. People actually do eat swamp rat.
Okay.
It was on a pizza,
Sure.
and it wasn't terrible, but
Right.
it was still swamp rat.
but
Well, then some. I mean, it's not for everybody. Some animals are cute. Otters
What makes
are
the
cute animals.
Otters
I
are
told a
super
family
cute.
member we were cooking otter, and she was very upset. I also told her that we cooked a kangaroo 3 years ago. She was very upset.
Theoretically, I should be upset because otters are my favorite animal, and it's like my life goal to cuddle with an otter. I love them
Well, now you can go full
Yeah,
circle.
you can
But I
watch me
would-
cuddle with one in my mouth.
totally eat one, and like I feel like it's probably more of a greasy meat if I had to guess, because they have that fur that
think it's
protects
fishy?
them and
You
like
think
a
it's
layer of
fishy?
fat. No, greasy.
I'm
Like,
gonna do
super greasy,
I'm
like-
gonna go home
like-
and do a whole taste profile report on otter tonight, so I know what we're walking
Yeah.
into.
So-
We're gonna walk in, Sarah. Here's your tasting notes.
I'll take the shank. I mean, if as long as I'm
absolutely.
eating otter, I would like the shank.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take some video footage of eating otter this weekend, because I'm going to go ahead and break out the old GoPro, and we're going to put a little video together.
Yeah, as
And,
long as we don't get too drunk.
Yeah.
I'll hold the GoPro to get video of you guys dancing.
We should
Yeah.
just like I have a GoPro too. I should just put it on me. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's what I'm
forget.
saying.
Yeah.
Flav.
We'll just put the
Just
GoPros
press
on.
it and just
That
go.
would be great.
So we're gonna
No,
drink this for
I
us?
think that's what we'll do. I think we'll just hook the
We can drink
GoPros
the 4L.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's drink it.
Pop the top.
Oh, look at that.
Let's see, I need some glassware over here. All
Wanna go-
right,
Talk-
4L.
Yeah, talk a little bit about this one.
This is our winter warmer with the house-made maple syrup added this year. So starting this year, we're going to looking to, for years to come, do different variants of the
Thank you, good
4L.
sir.
And this is the first one we're doing, a little bit off the cuff. We'll also be doing a version of 4Elf that we'll be getting rid of. Sorry, I don't mean to look at the phone here.
It's
but
okay.
It is
Get your facts right.
we're going to do the ones I was telling you. So these are the releases. I told you about the bourbon rum maple barreled plead the fifth. That's going to clock in at 14%. That's going to be a heavy hitter. We're doing a double cream stout with peaches this year called Peaches and Double Cream in My Pants.
Oh,
I did see that.
Wow.
Oh, God, I got to get some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10%. That's going to be real fun. The way that they play with this, like I said, last year was our 20th anniversary. We did a big barley wine for our 20th anniversary that included just about anyone that's ever brewed on our premises, from our owners to our brewing team to people that did apprenticeships to people we collabed with. They brought everybody in and made this big beer. This year they're going to release it for packages in 5 different barreled varieties. But you don't
Whoa.
know what you're getting until you buy your
That's
case.
the mystery one.
Yeah, so it's like the mystery pack. So that'll be pretty cool. Obviously, we'll have our traditional. We're doing a maple 4-elf called Maple 8-alf instead of Maple 4-elf.
Because it's double.
So it's
See, I can do math
completely doubled. Yeah.
sometimes.
So it's gonna be a fun run. And then you were talking about mangoes earlier. We did a New England style IPA that if you're in the Central Ohio area, we just released for the first time called Hands, Feet, and Mangoes. It's a New England style IPA on mango, and it is a delicious treat all over town. If you're in the Columbus area, you can find it at local cantinas, Bob's Bar, Gallows Tap Room. It really went over well, and it's a nice break from your cinnamon nutmeg Christmas bombs, if you will.
It's awesome. I had it at
it's a
Small
fun
City
beer.
Tap House in Sandusky when I was there over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so that'll also be available to pick up this weekend.
Yeah,
So.
that
It'll be a
is.
fun little run of beer. I'm looking forward to seeing the draft lineup, like you said. Now that you brought up Tootsie Roll, that's all I'm going to be thinking about that for the next 2 days.
Yeah, man, and that stuck out in my mind all year round. And I don't really get the opportunity to make these road trips very often, but I know that the 4-elf is definitely on my every year trip list. I'm going to be getting some beer. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be trying some exotic food that I normally wouldn't have a chance to try, and that's what life's all about, is about trying new things and having that independent of doing so. So it's going to be a huge event, the biggest one there at Dark Horse Brewing Company right there in Marshall, Michigan. And You know, they're located at 511 South Kalamazoo Avenue. All right, so make sure get your trip ready, and there's a few hotels up there in the area.
Actually, if anybody's heading up that way or would like to this weekend, if you can reach out to the friends here at the show, they can get you in touch with me. You can also go to it's flow at darkhorsebrewery.com. I can get you as much information as you'd like regarding it. Like I said, it's Saturday. If you're interested in picking up beer for the beer release, you'd probably want to be there Friday. Dress warm, bring some stuff to share.
Now that I was gonna say that was what I was gonna say. Is there's a bottle share?
Yeah, it's kind of an unofficial,
Friday.
but if you get in line, you know, to get your sales sheet to buy your beer for Saturday, there's a lot of people, and some of them line up pretty early. So it's a good opportunity to, if you bring something regional, something that you know, someone from that area might not have had. I know a lot of the Ohio crew goes up there and shares a lot of the Ohio beer with a lot of the Michigan crew. So it's pretty cool to see, you know, everybody get together and not talk about too much football and who's, you know.
Hey, I mean, football season.
Who's got the dankier hazy,
football season? Yeah.
It's the haze. It's the haze battle. Forget about the game.
Battle of the
It's
hazies.
Who's,
man,
who's hazier,
dude,
man?
Ohio's got a hell of a lineup, man. We got
6 cents. 6 cents versus Old Nation.
Oh boy, I mean, that's.
I mean, I feel like you got to throw Dankhouse in the hazy mix up if you want to talk hazies.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are like. I mean, but you know, once again, dude, both those two breweries that me and Squiz just mentioned, those two breweries are tight with each other. Man, I had this lickety split from 6 cents that was just freaking off the hinges. But yeah, you know, so huge weekend up there at Dark Horse Brewing Company. Now, let's go ahead and give a quick rundown about the compound up there.
Okay.
There's so much more than just a brewery that's going on, and it kind of spells out independence, if you ask me, because they all feed off each other and work together. So let's go ahead and go to a quick plug about that, because you can get some shopping on, I guess, when you're up in that way.
Absolutely.
As well.
When we started, the property that we were on was Aaron's dad's convenience store, Wacky Willie's. Wacky Willie is unfortunately no longer with us, passed away a few years back. He was very important in the start of the brewery. It was Aaron and his wife, Christy, who's our co-owner, and then his mom and dad, Bill and Callie. Aaron, Christy, and Callie still run the show. Aaron's brother Jay is also involved, but that property basically just started as what was a convenience store, and they brought the brewery over there after the year 2000 to make that their production facility, and it basically started as, if you've been there, it was just the tap room from the bar to the wall.
Wow.
They pushed it all the way to the left side. At that point, behind that was a big facility, like a storage facility. That became our production facility over time. The property behind it became another facility.
Behind us are mugs from the tap room.
Okay, I didn't even see us up there.
Yeah.
Mug Club.
So, you know, there's thousands and thousands of mugs that adorn the walls and the ceiling at the tap room. We've got our beer garden production facility. Across the street, he needed somewhere to, you know, sell all of our wares, whether it's our merch, beer, products to make beer. Aaron was a big skateboarder and snowboarding fan. He sold equipment. They all like to ride motorcycles up there. Decided to put in a bike shop. They're all big into ink. Have a buddy who does tattoos. Put the tattoo shop right next door. So that was the start. Then a couple of years ago, they cleared out the front, which was the convenience store's, you know, front door, and we have what's called Dark Horse Commons. We've got the coffee roaster, bread maker, ice cream shop. Eventually, we're looking at doing a distillery. In the back of the building, we're looking at possibly at some point doing concierge cabins. So if you want to stay on site,
Oh, nice.
and then that way you've got the whole property right there, you know, at your disposal. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I mentioned the farm earlier as well. You know, we do a lot of the stuff that goes through our restaurant's kitchen comes off of our own farm. Hops, honey, the whole 9 yards. So it's really it's a fun company to work for because of, you know, all the different things that they put on the table.
Wow. That's amazing, and once again, that's 511 South Kalamazoo Avenue, and that's Marshall, Michigan, and that's the compound. It's all right there outside the farm, and you can get in that tap room Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to midnight, and Sunday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And from what I remember last time is after hours, there's a bar that's right next door. Is that still there?
Yeah, the Riverside Pub.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
that
got
was
all kinds of fun nicknames. Some people give them their own nicknames. There's a lot of places that you can wander around outside of the compound area in Marshall. Marshall's not too big of a town, but it's got a lot of personality. I think it's about 14,000 people. But we've got some good friends at a couple of locations that support us and we like to support. And one of them's the Riverside. There's another fine establishment called Mike's, and then the
Mike's.
There's and then the Stagecoach, which that's the big three I think that I can think of. But again, I'm the black sheep that lives out of state, so when I get up there, I try and hit as many of them as I can.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I think Brian and I ended up at one of those bars.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell you guys were thinking, but yeah. Everybody was already there at the party. But it's that time. Let's get ready, and let's get freaking ready because we've got a Barley Hopsters Bottle Shop Speedy beer that's moving. And this was the one that I didn't see coming at all. I've never heard of him unless there's our man Speedy right there of Barley Hopsters at 1 North Sandusky Street, downtown Delaware, Ohio, the short north of the north.
We had this at B-Hops?
Yes, yeah,
well,
that's
that
right.
tells you how fast it moves because I don't even recognize
good
it.
Speedy
Drunken
looks,
Master
too.
Double IPA, 9% by Melvin Brewing Company. That's right. Well,
Do you
guess
have
what?
one here?
Bam! I believe I'm going to be delivering, and here it is. I will pass it down the line, and I will let the Queen IPA freaking do her thing.
They're getting a lot of good pub.
That's what I've heard. I've never seen. I didn't realize they were distroing to Ohio. You guys want to drink this?
Pop it open. Let's
I
try
guess.
it. Give it a little trial. All right. Now, that's right. You need to get them quick. You need to get them fast because normally the Speedy beer that's moving is the one that is hard to get your hands on or hard to definitely keep on the store racks right now. So, all right.
All right, so I was trying to avoid this, but I'm just going to go ahead do it. Dark Horse is based in Marshall, Michigan. Another thing that's close to my heart is based in Marshall, Michigan, and that is the children's author John Bellairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been reading Bellairs books since I was like 7 years old. So
Okay.
for 55 years. You guys made the new Zebedee.
Zebedee?
Yes. Oh my God. And I didn't get out to any, I didn't put two and two together. So last year I didn't get out to the house. I'm hoping to just do a little pilgrimage by myself, get an Uber.
Oh, you can walk right down.
Can you walk
it's
there?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in this John
as long
Bellairs.
as you can handle the crisp,
Oh, I'm fine.
Marshall
I
air.
was raised on Lake Erie. I'm not a
Yeah,
wuss. But I posted I'm in a John Bellairs book group, and it's very, very small, but we're getting positive reception. So I just want to give shout outs to my John Bellairs people.
That's pretty awesome.
And yeah, those books hold a very special place in my heart. And
I was kind of in the dark about it, not being from up there, and it took my nieces to tell me about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I told my brother-in-law about it. I'm not talking to 10-year-olds about beer, thanks.
Yeah.
But he kind of was like, yeah, they loved it. And they're like, oh, we didn't know that was where that house was or where he grew up. And there's a lot to the story that happens in that book from what I was told.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, he's written, I have almost all of his books in hardback. It's just, they really informed my kind of creative vision and reading, and it's just awesome. And I think it's awesome that you guys are in Marshall, and I'm getting good reactions from the people in the Bellairs group. Alex DeLuca says good stuff. So, yeah, thanks.
All right. What do you think about that? The Drunken Master, the Speedy beer that's moving. I don't even know. Honestly, for the record, I have no idea what the hell those two were talking about.
Yeah, it's
for a
okay.
second.
We're talking about books.
You lost me at reading a book. I'm like, okay.
I didn't read it either. I just know the story behind us having a beer because of it.
Well, shit.
So.
I feel like I feel like I missed out on something.
I saw your reactions over here. I was like, something's going on behind me.
It's okay. I mean, it's a very specific thing. I think there's one person in my life that I've ever randomly met that knows John Belair's, and that's Zan Sprouse. And yeah, she's awesome. They just made a movie of one of his books. But yeah, it's
well, I'll tell you
pretty
what.
nerdy. But this beer this Melvin beer is pretty delicious.
Like many breweries, they have TVs. Melvin TVs play Kung Fu. When was the last time you watched a great Kung Fu movie while drinking a great IPA? Maybe it's time to visit Wyoming. That's right. This beer is from Wyoming. This limited release won the National Imperial IPA Championship in 2016. Yeah, brewed on Wyoming's west coast. I guess and that would be Alpine, Wyoming. Melvin Brewing Company.
I like the fact that they do a rotating Imperial IPA instead of just like an IPA series, regular IPA series, a single hop series. Just make four big IPAs.
This is really good. I know why it's moving because this is good fluid right here. I'm
right. Speedy doesn't make bad decisions.
Oh no, yeah, that was like
Speedy knows his stuff.
That's one of the things I had to talk to him about today. I was just like, yo, what's the Speedy beer that moves today? Give a shout out to Lydia and Lakin out there watching right now.
Oh,
yeah.
What's
Love to get Sierra Nevada up here on the show here soon.
Yeah.
Hi, Lydia.
Yep. And Lakin, you're about to freaking give birth. Good luck. Man, when you got to give birth to one is, I imagine that's tough enough, but she's giving birth to twins. So she's also the official artist of the Beermonger Sessions logo. So shout out to Lakin out there. You can
see it right down here.
Yeah.
I can't use
That's
my
all
hands.
Lakin right
there. That's all Lakin. Look at that. She does great flash art. She's a tattoo artist at Greater Good Tattoo. So if you need some solid tattoo work done, hit up Lakin at Greater Good.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably getting ready to give birth, so I doubt she's going to be giving very much tattoos. But hey, talking about that, let's go ahead and roll right into that last call.
Giving birth?
Yeah, alcohol. I'm going to get the hell out of that category. And Flo, our man from Dark Horse Brewing Company, give us a last call for alcohol.
Please come to 4 Elf. It will change your life. You'll get to see
my life.
Squiz dance. You'll get to see Spartan Biscuit eat otter.
Oh, yeah.
And possibly lamb brains. I didn't bring that one up.
Lamb brains?
I'm going to eat all of the lamb. Do I get the intelligence of a lamb?
And you'll get to witness one of the coolest beer parties you'll ever go to. So
it's
and cheers to these guys. Thank you so much for having us on. This is so awesome. We look forward to talking to you guys up there, too. So.
Thank you for being on, Flo.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
All right. My sister.
You know what I use my last call for every week because it's appropriate. I just want to thank everybody, all the social media groups, again, that let us share our podcast into your groups. Talking about Pints Templars, Ohio Chapter, Columbus Craft Beer Consortium, Northeast Ohio Craft Beer Group, Beer Label Society, Springfield Beer Geeks, everybody. Drink beer grown here, Ann Arbor Craft Beer Enthusiasts, Canton Craft Beer Community. We couldn't do it without you. We appreciate you guys letting us share our stuff and watching our stuff. We thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Last call. I'm Spartan Biscuit, and this is my sister, my co-host in the game, Squiz. I got G over there. If you haven't seen it already, we did a little something different last night.
Maybe don't watch it.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you give the beer mongers 3 hours of Monday Night Football, or should I say, Monger Night Football.
Monger Night Football.
Yeah,
Also,
quite interesting.
Some guy said I look like Rocksteady, and I just want to say it's Bebop, you idiot.
All right. But no, check that out if you haven't yet. It's definitely the shenanigans that we don't get to really get to a whole lot on this show. Producer G on the ones and twos and keeping the freaking everything together, including the foundation of this damn building right now. Thank you for everything right here. This Spartan Biscuit Squiz on the Beer Mongers, on everything Beer Nation, on the Fan Chat Nation Network, Columbus, Ohio's live streaming podcast about craft beer, breweries, alternative sports, and of course,
shenanigans
worldwide for the brewery.
by the fans.
We'll cheers you later.
I'm really